What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar, and today I wanted to share some personal news. I was able to get approved for the EIDL Advance. So I don't know what the current timeline would be necessarily for when I will see those funds deposited into my actual bank account, but it's welcoming to know that I was finally approved. Also, considering that there are several people, well, a great amount of people, I can't give you a specific sum, that have received that email earlier than me and still have yet to receive any type of status on their application, or simply their status doesn't even say submitted. It still says in progress. No reason of their own accord. It seems to be on the other end for the SBA. Now, back to me. The process, once again, was I received the initial invitation to apply for the targeted EIDL Advance the 28th of February. The following day, after filling out all of my information from the previous application about how much money I made compared to 2019 as opposed to 2020, to see the difference in the 8-week period of 30% or more economically, I received a link to sign back in and to sign the form 4506T so that they could request my tax transcripts, just so they can confirm the amount of money that I earned from my business venture. So after I signed that document, I waited all the way up until yesterday, which is March the 31st, where I received a call from a loan officer who basically let me know, stating that I had to send some business documents that indicated that I had any business activity going on prior to January 30th, 2020. So after that, I didn't see my status update. I logged in, and obviously it was only a small period of time, but I continued to log in. I didn't see anything. So the following day comes, which is today. I logged in and it still said submitted. So I looked at the number that I was called from, and it's pretty much just a transferring center type line, if you get what I mean. So when I called, they let me know who am I trying to reach. It's like a connecting call, and I let them know who my SBA loan officer is, which I was able to determine by her name through the email she sent me. And they transferred me to her. And once I got on the phone with her, I let her know that I was curious to see what the status of my application is. At that point, this is when she told me this. So she basically said that I wasn't able to continue my application until she received word from her higher up about what she can do to resolve an issue. Apparently on my application, they said that I put the name of my business in the form where I was supposed to put my banking information, which didn't make any sense to me, simply because when I initially applied for the EIDL grant, which also led me to applying for the loan last year, and I received the full grant and declined the loan, I had the same information. So when I applied for the targeted EIDL application this year, I didn't make any adjustments to my banking information. I just filled out my information as accurate as it was the previous year and just waited on a response. So I explained to her that that wouldn't make any sense, and that must be a systematic error on their end, in which she denied it and said that she wouldn't have any ability to modify it, nor would the system. Now, if we know anything by now, we know that the SBA is dealing with a lot of pressure and many applicants. So I understand that they could have some things going on there, and it wouldn't make any sense for me to be having any issues. So once I let her know that that didn't make any sense, she fumbled around. She wasn't too sure what explanation to give me because she knew it didn't make any sense. So once I got off the phone, I didn't feel optimistic about it. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be dragged out, and I might not even receive these funds, or might not be approved and have my application for the advance denied. However, I waited a couple of minutes, logged in, and said submitted, and I waited 10 more minutes. When I logged in again, it said approved. So I'm not gonna lie, I was pleased, and it was one of those things where, why didn't you tell me that you weren't too sure, you just needed confirmation? Because the way she was speaking, it seemed as if I wasn't going to get approved. And eventually I was approved the same day. And I understand that you have to wait a certain amount of time to make sure the loan officer and the SBA organization is able to process and observe your claims to make sure there's nothing fraudulent going on and that you're a legitimate business that has activity and has suffered an economic loss. But I find it odd that she didn't really give me much details and seemed unsure. But the moment I got off the phone with her, which it didn't seem like there would be any resolution, about 20 minutes later, lo and behold, I ended up being approved. I guess the next steps now for me would be I'll wait 3 to 5 days to see if it is loaded into my bank account. And if not, then I will call either the loan officer or just the SBA basic customer service. I also elected to have SBA send me press release news just so I have a chance to receive any updates about, PPP, EIDL loans, anything of that nature. And this press release stated that Miss Isabella Guzman announced Antwaun Griffin to serve as the SBA Chief of Staff. In the press release, she states he is fiercely committed to helping our small businesses and entrepreneurs start, grow, and be resilient, particularly our underserved communities. His wealth of private and public sector leadership and management experience, including 3 years of experience at SBA in the Office of Field Operations, will bring the expertise needed for this crucial moment. Ms. Isabella Guzman seems to continue to ramp up the productivity and is trying to get that assistance to small business owners all around the nation as soon as possible. So I feel like that's a welcoming sign that she's bringing in people that she trusts as well as understands will aid in the backlog of individuals that haven't received any small business funding currently. Once again, I appreciate the support. I finally reached 100 subscribers, so I'm really pleased about that as well. If you're interested in learning more about entrepreneurship, financial literacy, just business overall, all things finance, money, I implore you to subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Once again, this is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. Peace.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
But this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.